Hmm. Does actually sound like there's zombies around. Who would have thunk it? Going to need a fair bit of sand, it seems, and planks. World is saved. Yet another day. Alright, so 2 layers. This is done. Means that I still need a fair bit of wood logs. And sand, because I do believe I spent the last of it. I think I spent all of it, really. 28. Alright, so now this is supposed to be Fahrenheit. Not too happy with those prospects, and just had a pop in over there. That's just down to the view distance or not, I don't know. There's the lady. Eight minutes and something. 8 minutes and change. Alright, so ideally I'd find a place here which is deep. That goes far, far down. And the problem with that, of course, is it's kinda hard to find a place that's filled with sand. I honestly can't remember a single place where I've been where there's been a lot of sand. I suppose I could try and dig in there. No tools. Okay, so we do have some tools. A couple of shovels. So that is mainly what we need right now. Need more sand, basically. That's all we need, actually. Now if I could actually only get the machine. It's supposed to do that stuff for me, the rock crusher, to actually function. That would be pretty sweet. But I kind of doubt that that's going to be a thing. I tried in the past and it just gives me a crappy yield. It's not giving me what I need. So. One sawmill after another. Alright, that up there, that used to be a hill. Actually dug all the way down. Now if we could find more of those hills, I'd be more inclined to actually spend some time digging. Oh, that lady looks freaky. It's good to say I'm not immune to some luck, even with this card being what it is. Then again, they have mentioned that in beta, of course, they're gonna focus more on performance, but it's not gonna be a main focus for alpha. And then again, They also have mentioned or made claims that they're going to basically release the game. That's in the final version around Christmas. This coming Christmas, actually. Let's see, what is my FPS? Alright, fair enough. All my settings are on maxed. Even so, that's just sad. Alright, so I'm not hunted right now. Right at this very second. But this FPS... I mean, really. This FPS is crazy. Alright. Easy now. That's what I was afraid of. It's going directly in here. Like, ideally, I would find a place where I could actually properly dig down. Doesn't actually seem like there's a lot of places that fits the bill for that. And that is the lady up top, but of course that's gonna draw in all the zombies. And me relocating, of course, is not going to help the matter. It's going to bring more of them. I just wish I had my scoped AR from last game. And that thing is a beast. 35 mag capacity. Even though it's single shot, I mean, semi-automatic. Basically means that you just punch that trigger and it just tosses out bullets like there's no tomorrow. It's a water tower. I just want a large hill where I can sort of dig in peace. I actually think this is too far. Let's see, northwest, what is that? Shit! Oh, don't stop. Alright, that one will do. If I clear out zombies in this area, I can actually dig down that, and I won't actually hit rock, which is such an annoyance. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I know where I'm at right now. Well, I kind of know where I'm at. This should be a road up here, and of course there's a bear. The bear. Alright, so plan is to deal with the zombies on the road. Early morning. Two back there on the right side. So, there's a crawler over there. Who gives a shit? Just gonna check. What do you know? I am actually alive. And for some reason, Restream is actually not working towards YouTube now. For some messed up reason. I'm not sure why though, but either way. So I came this way, I do believe. And there was actually a little bit out there. Alright, there we are. There still might be some around here, of course. Like you. No shot. I mean, if there was more, I'd be soon hearing their calls. But I'm not hearing anything, so... yeah, let's jump up on Spike. Alright, so... nope. Nope. Alright, so, in the past, you had massive deserts. Back when biomes were still separated by bodies of water, like rivers and whatnot. That's not a thing anymore. Like, you could have mixes of the two, as you see here. Like, it's a mix of grassland and desert, so... and it kind of messes with you as well, because, well, put it bluntly, the sands will be layered, of course. If it's only a sand biome, then in some cases you can actually dig down pretty far without actually finding stone. Seems like they've changed that now, so you don't actually have to dig that far. Which is kind of productive for me though, because if I'm only like 10 or 15 layers or blocks underneath the surface, then if I have a wandering horde, they will sense me. During the night anyways, they will just, yeah, just go for dinner straight away. Go crazy. Which is not ideal. Because, well, yeah. They're assholes. So, since they're always running, I mean, if they weren't, then I could easily deal with a small horde during the daytime while I'm out digging. But it is not daytime, so... well, it is daytime, but that's not the main factor that I'm worried about. I'm stuck down there. I mean, they're gonna actually move so quickly that by the time I'm by the entrance, they're gonna be right on top of me. So, let's use these caffeine pills instead. When I got green alcohol, I'm not even sure why I'm carrying caffeine pills around, because they last so short. I mean, the span of the buff is so short that I think it's like a minute. Actually, I haven't looked in a while. Alright, so minute and a half. Minute and a half. So it's not super bad, but it's bad enough, I guess. Don't want to tumble down to my death. That looks like that could slide. Actually, let's do this. That's also my exits. Also my exits. Alright, so grab that one as well. So I kind of fallen in love with these kind of structures. I mean, you do see them around the world now and then. Mostly in a sand biome. Well, actually, pretty much almost exclusively in sand biome. Then again, if you look around here, then it's kind of in a mixed path, I suppose. And yeah, each one of these things has a fair bit of sand. I don't know how many blocks they're made out of, but and I've been digging for a little while. Just brought 2 crappy shovels. Should probably brought more. Oh, come on. And structural integrity for sand is, well, sandstone, which is what I'm mostly digging here. Like this top layer here is sand, so that gives me exactly what I need straight away. But the one at the bottom, that's actually sandstone. But sandstone and sand has very low structural integrity, so Nixon actually demonstrated this a while ago. So easy to make that shit collapse. And this only takes, well, actually it only takes 1 hit with, even with this green one. So it's not really like I need extra stamina, but just kind of want to get rid of this stuff. And I should have some, let's see, spikes. Make a couple more. I'm kind of curious to see how the block change will change the game. Make it more streamlined, they say. And also the removal of the crafting grid. Kind of curious to see how that will be. I mean, I kind of find the menu to be a little bit weird. Then again, a lot of other games has that, so I don't know. Another question is, of course, will you know what you need to craft things? Because right now, let's say if I'm going to craft something, and let's say if they're going to stick with this menu, I mean, this is all I'm really going to know. Like, I have to have the item to know what I can craft with it, and that's not going to, well, to me, that's not going to be a very useful thing. And, yeah. I'm kind of curious about that. We'll see, I suppose. Then again, the Fun Pimps did say that if they notice a massive, like, massive outroar of the changes that they're making, of course they'll backtrack. So we'll see. And that's gonna be 496 more sand. thereabouts. I just had a sudden realization when I saw that the durability, like every single hit, if it is hitting a zombie or it's hitting stone or if it's hitting sand, still takes away 1 durability. What's up, Redneck? Not much. Short little stream before work. Got another evening shift tonight. So, bailing in an hour and a half, thereabouts, roughly. So I figured I might as well. I mean, I still have the flooring left in the house, so basically out and expending a shovel or 2. Well, expended 2 so far, though they were kind of broken from the start. So, because we have a ton of gravel and we have a fair bit of cement now. Only thing we're lacking is sand. So, yourself, how you doing? Exciting digging of the sand. This would have been way easier if they didn't run during the day. Means I could just run around, be crazy about it. First multiplayer match in the past 5 years, StarCraft 2. Gotcha. Not sure if you're late to the party. It's been around for a while. I know quite a few people that play it. Not that many people that play it professionally, but I know a fair few people that play it, regardless. Wait, it's your birthday? On 25th? That is something to consider. I honestly don't really, I don't know. I was never too fussed about birthdays in a sense. It's only getting older. I mean, you have those milestones. Right. Chances are I might forget in advance. So I'll just wish you upcoming happy birthday. Cause chances are, you know me, I get sidetracked and yeah, memory ain't great. So, your plan is to stream on your birthday, or what? I also can't remember what I did on my last birthday. I wasn't streaming, but... Alright, gotcha. Well, I mean... I think sticking to... early night to early morning, right. I think the same principle holds for pretty much any kind of game that you're streaming. If you don't enjoy it, then there's no point. I mean, I've streamed a couple games. Like Sniper Elite 3, I did get started on Authentic, but I never picked that shit up again. I did play some Witcher 3, which still is on my to-do list. But every day when I like consider streaming something, it's like, you know what? Seven Days to Die is easy to stream. I know what I'm doing, and yeah, it's kind of an easy way out in a sense. If I'm gonna stream something, yeah. And sure enough, I'll probably stream Fallout 4 when that comes out, but probably gonna be those people that already knows me that will probably visit the stream to check out Fallout 4. Because I mean it's a big game and it's gonna bring in tons of streamers, I assume. Like some of the larger names are probably gonna stream it. Pretty sure Colin Card and Rich will stream it, and I think Lyric as well. A couple other dudes. So. But it's something about being a small fish in the big ponds, and being a little fish in small ponds. So. And what I actually found, or, well, not what I found, but what Crank basically told me was that I mainly get followers whenever I'm streaming something like a survival game, like 7 Days to Die, mostly. Or, yeah, followers, basically. That's generally when my channel is growing, for some reason. Fallout New Vegas, and Sniper Elite. Well, actually, I did get a couple of subs from Sniper Elite, I did. Still games I enjoyed, but I mean, in the end, I decided to play on Authentic, and compensating for the wins, relocating every shot, and I had to make a kill shot. the pressure got to me, man. Couldn't do it. But I'm pretty happy with the new graphics card. Very happy. I did actually run pretty low settings for a while, and now I've been able to crank all that shit up to max. Only thing I'm actually not using is depth of field, basically. So yeah, law distance. Try that. Still in the... Yeah, don't actually notice that much of an impact, really. Charcot-Marie Tooth disease? Wow. That sounds pretty heavy. Never even heard about that. That's pretty crazy. One in 2,500 people in the United States. Huh. Right, right. Yeah, I just kind of skimmed the web right now, and yeah, physical therapy and in some cases surgery. That's it's kind of a shitty deal. Funny. Right. Well, I could definitely see that being the case, considering. Thought that was actually gonna be like 500, but no. So you actually have to go like a daily routine of physical exercise to maintain what you got, or what? Right. Really? I know a few people that have done the same thing, but that's just because they're bonkers, not because they have any reason to. Are you shitting me? Small wandering horde? Best part of it all, I can actually see them spawn in. Ah well, gonna finish this shovel. Then bail on this location. So are you able to work, or what? I'm actually, I'm actually reading an article about the death of work. It's weird. Right. Well, that sounds pretty crazy. In fact, I can actually not imagine it. My, right. Right. Those assholes are gonna mess down that shit, or mess up that shit. For me. Assholes. How much did I get? Enough to make a little bit more concrete mix, at least. Maybe finish off a couple of floors. So that's... yeah, that's about 8,000. Actually... that is actually... right. Okay. Yeah, it's actually what I make, pretty much, per month. If I work very little and then there's taxes on top of that. Then again, me and Kara's living together, so, I mean, that helps. One of us that's actually... oh shit, zombie. If one of us is actually working less 1 month, I mean, we still make it somehow. And, of course, got credit cards, or credit card, just in case. Not really that I use it much, but yeah. It's actually... I work 26%, and up to... well, up to 100%, it's really... varies quite a bit each month. And, yeah. I make about $1,000 if I'm working low, or not a whole lot. And then I'd probably say... Actually, I'm gonna try and get back to base before I actually start jabbering. Start crunching numbers. But yeah, either way. Roughly, $1,000 is about 8,000 kroners, which is Norwegian currency. And oh crap. Taxes takes somewhere between I think it's 28% or something. So exactly how much I'm left with, I can't remember. But yeah. Then again, I work in healthcare, so like it varies quite a bit. It's like sometimes there's a whole ton of things to do. Sometimes there's barely any. What is the plan here? That's what I'm curious about. Could work longer before getting on disability, but in the US at the time you had to go 1 year without working, so when I was 25, whoa. The money from insurance to buy my sister parts of Death's SSL. Right, okay. Come on. Would possibly help with aiming, yes. That had to be rough. I mean, you basically live enough savings that for that year, or what? Right. Whew. Let's see now. Alright, yeah, so, as I was saying, bad month when there's no extra work. I end up at $798 after taxes and whatnot, and we make do on that. Then again, what the hell was that? Alright. Right. But, I mean, does office work agree with you in that sense? Or is it office work or what? What's up, CB? That's kind of the impression I got. Yeah. The wife? Yeah. I mean, I've been reading a little bit about that stuff, and well, basically the state of economics in the U.S. and all that shit. I'm getting kind of depressed watching the Late Show. Like, I can't remember what his face is, but basically the Late Show talks a little bit about like the what's it called? Payday loan, whatever, interest rates and whatnot. I mean, sounds messed up to me. And how people, like, often if you're in a relationship, both people have to work. Like, you have to, else you can't make ends meet, and even then, it's not always that you do. It's kind of messed up. Alright, so I'm back to actually needing sand. Yeah. Whoop-de-woo. That should be 2,000 some cements. That should do. Yeah, work smart. Yeah. Yeah, my dad actually, well, my dad is old, to put it that way. He's 82. And he had tuberculosis before they actually had penicillin. So they actually had to cut open his back, collapse his lung, and he had local anesthesia, but I mean, when they were crapping his rib cage, obviously you don't actually, well, you can't get anesthesia in your bones. I mean, you're gonna feel that regardless. So he still remember that to this day, how it felt when they were breaking open his rib cage to collapse the lung. So he was never one for much manual labor. So he actually became a driver. And bit of a negotiator between people in the local town. I mean, he drove taxis, drove buses, drove pretty much every vehicle out there. And doing so, he met a lot of people, made a lot of friends. So if people had like issues, they would actually come to him. It's like a polite mafioso. It's like, Don, Mr. Dead person, could you help us sort this shit out? And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll go talk to him. So he's never really been the cardio type or hiking or fishing, because he gets exhausted. I mean, he's gone his entire life without one lung, basically. From when he was 16, he was waiting to die at 16, and then he had an operation, and eventually he made a full recovery of sorts, but still one lung for the rest of it. But myself and my fancy work, we live comfortably but don't struggle. Yeah. You managed 2 Domino's stores, that one multi-million-dollar Best Western Hotel? What? Well, I mean, I'm not saying we got a perfect system, but we got a pretty decent system. I mean, I work in healthcare though, so, and I work part-time as well, so I do make ends meet. I'm not living it up with a beastly house or whatever. Still renting an apartment, and it's gonna be another. Well, if we can save for, well, both of me and Kiara, if we could save for the next 5 years, then we might actually get where we're at in terms of actually buying a house. And combined, let's see, combined we actually need to save something like $5,000 a year, or $4,700 per year, over the 5 next years, to actually be able to have like the 15% which you need to buy a house. And houses in this area, they average out to about 2 million Norwegian, which is, let's see, 2,200. It's about $235,000. That's an average estimate, thereabouts. But I can't remember when I started reading about, or when I started reading about this, or when I saw this documentary or whatever. But yeah, basically, there was this kind of talk about how it was such a social revolution that women started working in the US. And when I started, well, I thought about it from two perspectives. I thought, well, yeah, sure. I mean, it is kind of a social revolution. Like before, it was only males working, and suddenly now there's females working as well. Fact of the matter is, it's because they had to, not because there was some kind of great convention like, okay, we're gonna be equal. That was not actually a thing. To make ends meet, both had to work. That's just the way it was. I mean, some people still didn't have to, but, you know, it's just the way it is. Yeah, you might actually find out about that. Who knows? I will say this though. I mean, you guys are exporting some decent stuff there. Ben and Jerry, though at a price. Though at a price. It's actually kind of crazy. My sister's actually living in Montana, in the U.S. Married and all that, with an American. And he was over here, and he was kind of shocked about the prices. I mean, on average, we pay like $5 for a Coke, half a liter, $5. Let's see. Steak dinner, that'll set you back about $23. Though steak is not really big. It's not a T-bone steak. It's basically this size. That's our steak. $23. So prices are kind of crazy over here in that sense. I mean, it's a nice place to live. Low crime. Most people that go to prison actually come out rehabilitated. Seriously? What? 99 cents? Are you kidding? That's $8. Or that's 8 Norwegian kroners. Thereabouts. It's messed up. Either way, he's like, yeah, okay, so $5 for a Coke. This better be the best Coke I ever had. And kind of wasn't. So yeah. Ah, okay. Right. Yeah, it's not very often that shit like that goes on sale. It happens now and then. Right, so that's still like 16. Yeah. Well, even so. I mean, yeah. It's expensive. That's all I'm saying. Then again, we make fairly decent wage though, I suppose, and compared to the rest of the world. But I mean, our prices are adjusted for that as well, so it's something. Thought about it a couple of times, like if I had my salary here elsewhere, I'd probably be doing pretty well. But price of living is pretty high here. Then again, it's a nice place. Couldn't imagine living in anywhere else, really. So I quite like the States side. I've been there a couple of times, but it's a nice place to visit, not to, yeah. Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of shocked when I heard the fact that GameStop is actually a thing over there. I mean, we still have a GameStop in our local place, but I mean, very few people buy shit there. I mean, it's mostly parents going in. It's like, oh shit, I need something for a birthday, Christmas present thingy. And that's that. I mean, most people don't actually shop there unless it's for consoles. In case, well, some cases you need a physical copy. So, yeah. I mean, but I'm pretty sure most of the youths here don't actually buy physical copies. Everyone downloads. Be it Steam, Origin, or Uplay. So, yeah. I mean, that just blows my mind. I mean, it seriously does. And I mean, I know some people actually have caps on their data. We don't. I mean, my internet speed is 3212. I have no limits on download. No limits whatsoever. Latency is pretty good as well. But there's literally no limits to how much I can download. I know some people that try that, or some companies that try that in Norway. They quickly ran out of business. And at its peak, there was actually ISPs that was covering the entire, or the entire piece of Norway. Then again, it's like 5 million people, so small town in, in the US, but they were covering the entire country, and their single goal was to deliver low latency broadbands to gamers. And they actually had a direct hookup with the backbone in the area. So they delivered. Oh, screw you, tree. Screw that tree. So it's pretty crazy to hear about people that actually have caps on their downloads. Like, what's... Oh yeah, I can't download this game because, you know, I've kind of went above what I can download. Really? Oh wow, that is some FPS. I'm kind of looking forward to the beta. I'm hoping for some better performance because this shit is crazy. Then again, I recently bought a card, used card even so. It's like a R9 295X2, which is basically a 2-core card. So it's running like an integrated Crossfire. And it's pretty dope. I was actually running Arma 3 on max settings. I mean, I'm running this on max settings, but some places I still get like drops. What the what? And here the lag is actually so bad that it's, yeah. Just kind of messing with me. This is not a place where I want to get caught with zombies. And yeah, it's nice that I've been here. I suppose. But I think it was Francis. He's some kind of YouTuber, stateside. He's talking about that stuff, like GameStop was actually thinking about getting out of like computer games. Like they would be the only supplier, really, only real supplier. Even then, they treated their customers like shit. And what they're left with is maybe like some kind of, well, random Walmart or stuff like that. That blows my mind. I mean, really does. We had multiple gaming shops over here. I mean, you have Space World, you get GameStop. This is just locally. I mean, we're a shitty ass small town. It's like 18,000 people in the area around and in the city. And that's 2 game shops. And of course, there's like an electronics store that has some of the newer games like that you know are gonna sell. I mean, they don't actually have like a specialty shop for that. But I mean, they take into stock stuff like that. They know they're gonna sell, like Call of Duty, Black Ops, and all that shit. and Battlefield and all those shits in the GTA, Rockstar, all those usual mainstream things. The Space World and GameStop, they do actually have a decent selection, and I mean, they're okay, I guess. But I actually think the only game I bought from them was actually GTA 5 for the Xbox, because they gave me asked to wait for it. Like, they had it in stock, and it's like, I could either order this, and then we'll take like 3 days until I have it, or I could just swing by them, and trade in some games at the same time. But the exchange rate is horrendous. I think I traded in like 17 shitty old games and got 200 off GTA, thereabouts. But no shit's given. I think I'll actually have to start planting down some trees in the proximity of base, because this shit gets to go. And these shitty ass trees, don't even get me started. Actually, the forest actually went out there. Well, I mean, I will always said this. Like, first trip I went to the U.S., I of course heard the well, cliche like land of dreams or whatever, and they are kind of like that. And in the past, it was true the fact that if you work hard and you work quite a fair bit, work your ass to the bone, you'll make it, and you'll make it well. That's not the case anymore. That's a lie. So, work smart. That's the way it is. That's the only way it's gonna work. So I don't get people that say that, like that's the dream place to go. It's the entire world that wants to go. Well, how so? I mean, yeah, sure enough, looks glamorous, but I don't know. It's a whole lot of people, though. I mean, there's bound to be douchebags around. There's bound to be politicians that are weird. I think all politicians, worlds across, are weird. Bad. Yes. Beautiful bastard. Yes. The hell are they hitting? Alright, this shit has to... Yeah, you know what? Skippy has to get more. I'll have to do... Burning, yes. Do you actually think we have some seeds back at base, or back at the tower? We'll set up some kind of forest. But I gotta ask, how's the Coliseum going? I just was able to kind of stay up late really one night, and yeah, I haven't been able to check any other of your streams. I just saw the ground layers. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. Nice, nice. I actually found quite a few new prefabs in this compo pack, which I haven't seen before. I went up north to this amusement park. They actually spawned an entire amusement park. Social ecosystem. 3 generations families that lived off government assistance growing up, not learning that you have to work for things in life. Well, yeah. before the ceilings on the sturdier sides are done. I'll paint. Yeah. Well, any kind of detail is kind of crazy. These. Well, I'm all for that. People that needs assistance, people that actually needs assistance, get that. Yeah, I've been reading a little bit about that. Like the way you guys elect judges, that seems crazy. Well, they kind of done that with sheep, haven't they? We still need some kind of personality cloner as well, I suppose. Unless you're just satisfied with the body. One of these days, I'm actually going to be carrying around a repair tool, like so. For this one. But I never actually used this shit. One of these days I will. Still a cool idea. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, so there's been kind of I don't know. Agree with it or not. When we sentence people to go to jail in Norway, it's to rehabilitate those people. And sometimes the punishment that they receive is almost laughable in a sense. And you could still say that there are some career criminals that will kind of reoffend, but our reoffenders rate, or whatever the hell it's called, is really low. It's a fraction of what it is in the US. And our prisons are nice. They're actually, like some people said, there are actually like, some of them are like upper ends airport hotels compared to the US, where you go into prison and yeah, you don't really see an option, and you never get out of the vicious cycle, and you never become someone that contributes to society. Meanwhile, the private sector is profiting on that, because more prisoners they have, the more yada yada. Propaganda machine known as public schools has declined. What? Oh, right, yeah. It's a lot of crap that you never are actually gonna have a use for. Never. That you're taught. Which, never really saw the point of myself. Let's see, maple seeds. So some kind of forest nearby. That certainly looks like a bad moon. You know what? I think I'll just repair my shoddy, just in case. But seems like my horde knights are kind of messed up at the moment. So I'm hoping that I won't actually get any. Don't feel like dealing with a horde just yet. I can't remember what the name of the dude, Sir Robert something. Actually had a couple of like lectures or whatever about education, how schools kill the creativity, and how they're very bad at catering to each special person or special individual. So they basically end up having a one-size-fits-all approach, which doesn't work. And dropouts in school. I actually went over to Finland, actually, and they asked them, what do you guys do about the people that drop out? It's like, what dropout rate? We see that people are struggling and we deal with it. They don't actually have almost no dropouts, basically. And still they're the size of Norway. I mean, they're still ahead of what we could be doing. We still have dropouts in high school and uni and whatnot. They don't, because they actually care about each special student, and actually being a teacher is actually a high, well, held in high esteem, basically. It's a job that people want. And it's paid well as well, because, I mean, higher education will lead to good things for the country. So they actually have a large focus on that. Same with Singapore, as far as I recall. High focus on education, like a quality education for everyone. So that it can actually end up being well educated and people that contribute to society once they grow up. Food and drugs are regulated by government, big business pay bucks. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I agree with pretty much every point you raised so far. And I don't even live there. So, but it still blows my mind how some people, well, I mean, I guess just look at Fox News or CNN or whatever, or Russia Today or Al Jazeera or Vice or whatever. No matter what kind of view you have politically or no, you could pick a channel and you could kind of get all your fixes through that. That confirms all the bad things or all the crazy things that you already believe in just by watching those channels. And I don't know what actually happened to fact checking and actually making sure that what you're actually saying or claiming is true. Those were the days. There's probably still a couple of places that actually hold that in high regard, actually care if what they actually tell people is true. But the lobby sector, ugh, rotten. I cringe every time. And yeah, guess I'm more annoyed by how far the reach is for the what's it called, copyrights movement is stretching pretty far. Worldwide domination, and they're still clinging to physical copies and DRM and shit like that. Well, I don't know. I don't actually think that's just a problem in the US. I think that's a problem most places, actually. Like, I could give an excellent example. Buddy of mine, he's from Southern Europe. Can't remember which place, anyways. But I mean, if you don't actually get friends early on, here in Norway, it's kind of hard to actually make social connections with other people. If it doesn't happen in school and doesn't happen at work, then you're pretty much alone, in a sense. Unless you have some kind of personal drive to actually get to know people and whatnot. It's kind of hard to find people to hang with, because I do believe that we are a little bit self-absorbed in that sense, that we pick who our friends are. So yeah. The channel where the truth is told. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's different everywhere, I suppose. I mean, if I compare my childhood to, for instance, Kara's childhood, I had well, we were a big family. Whenever I had issues, I could talk to my family, and they would help me if they had a possibility or means to. Hers, not so much. So, on a grand scale, yeah. I do believe what you're saying is factual. But that is the human condition. I mean, we can't be all shiny and perky every day, you know? Shiny, perky, yes. I said it. Like for instance, today I'm heading off to work. Not too happy about that. Kara's struggling with depression right now, which is not a reason why I don't really feel like going to work. Rather be at home, even if I'm not actively doing anything to kind of help her in that situation. I'm still there, like I'm available if she needs me. But then again, I can't actually exactly call into work and say, hey, my girlfriend is depressed at the moment. I'd rather not come into work because I feel like she should have someone around her. So, yeah. But, I mean, it's... I don't really get how some people could foster a child and then just go, well, nothing that you do is good enough. Because families there, or if you have decided to start a family, you should be supporting your children all the way. I mean, of course you should tell them, like, that's a really moronic idea, you probably shouldn't do that. But you'll still be the person that's there for them and saying, hey, this didn't work out, but I'm still here for you. I mean, I still love you. That's... So I get pissed when I think about how different our childhoods were. Like there's no person that's the same, though. Like taking care of your child should be like a natural instinct. Why else would you have children? Now, like I said, I'm grateful for Kara's parents that they actually did decide to have children, because that means I got to meet Kara. But I mean, yeah, though, just yes. Either way, I had a great childhood growing up. I mean, I fucked up like everyone else. I did mistakes. I talked to my parents, and they would reprimand me if I was being a douche or a dickhead. And I'm happy for that. I mean, that they did their job as parents. Well, I mean, it makes my blood boil in a sense, and I'm not sure I ever want to have kids. That might change though as I get older. But right now, I'm very happy with the life I have right now, and I'm honest enough with myself to know that if I would decide to have children, then I would actually have to prioritize differently. I couldn't do whatever I felt like doing at any given time. I actually had to be there for my children. Anything else would be moronic, stupid. retarded, really. And I'm saying retarded, but I don't mean that as the official term. But as a person that's just self-obsessed and just... Oh. Good thing you guys came so I can actually get out some aggression, because those people annoy me. I mean, oh. And if you actually have parents that didn't actually come... Well, they had grand dreams, they didn't actually come true with those dreams, and then they kind of forced their expectations onto their children again. That really gets on my nerves, because it's... I mean... You should be a support, and you should be about trying to bring out the best in your children. Not kind of canonizing them for failing to live up to your expectations. So, yeah. Going down a dark path here. Ah, blood boils, yes. So if you're actually not fit to have a children, why would you? That's the thing I never really understood. I have a friend of mine. She got married a while ago, and her husband's, well, he lived at home ever since he was born, pretty much. I mean, he lived about a year on his own, but I'm pretty sure that he didn't really learn much during those years. And for me, it's only natural if you're actually moving in together with another person. I mean, you share the workload. That's just a given. I mean, I'm shitty at it, but I'm aware that that's a thing. I mean, some cases Kiara will check this, like, hey, isn't it about time you clean or maybe do the dishes or make food? Like, it's not her responsibility to do all of that. Some people don't actually have that mental switch. That annoys me as well. Like, I can be bad at remembering stuff like that, or yeah. Or that. Seriously, there's bloody condoms and there's, yeah, anti-things and, you know what, pills for that shit. Ah! And bringing forth the life just to collect money? Oh, yeah. I am pretty happy with my childhood. Like, I had it. Like, seriously, no problems growing up. I mean, I had a couple of close friends. Not too many, but, I mean, I had close friends, and that's all I really needed. And my parents will love me, and if I fucked up, as I said, they would check me on that, reprimand me for being a tool. And I'm happy for that, because, I mean, they gave me values that's necessary to make it. And another thing that's kind of worries me about the future is the fact that so much communication is done not in person, but, well, over the web. Send a message, whatever. No matter what kind of way you're communicating with people, you lose out on a lot of body language, because in communication, I mean, it's fairly basic. Let's say we were in the same room right now. If I'm actually staring you in the eye, that is a connection. If I'm constantly shifting around, I mean, you'll see on my body language that I'm not really well. I mean, I'm not comfortable with the situation. So I'm kind of curious how it will pan out. I mean, if the new technological age with social media and all that shit will usher in an age where people don't actually know how to read simple body language. So yeah. Raw truth? Yeah, sure. Go for it. I figure I can handle it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's gonna be the end of communication as we know it, but I don't know. In a way, we're more connected than we ever were in the past. In terms of, well, social media. I don't know if you guys watched the movie, The Great Dictator. Charlie Chaplin in this is in that movie. And there is, I do believe it's actually on YouTube. And it's also dubbed the greatest speech ever, mate, or whatever. I kind of agree with that. I mean, we gain speed and distance and all that. It's a really good, good speech, I'd say. How we kind of grown apart in a sense. I mean, we have the illusion of closeness with social media, and we're further apart than we ever were. So yeah. I still have a few close friends that I kind of hang out with and all that. Perfectly fine. Just basically, well, just give me what I can handle, I suppose. Huh. That is an interesting thing. Hey, cool. You're landing in the middle of an epic discussion. Or a debate. Well, not really debating. I think we're pretty much agreeing on stuff. More of like a conversation, I suppose. This last couple of days, I've been slowly reading an article about the death of work. How more and more automated machines will take over. And as time passes, more and more jobs will disappear. So yeah. And some people even think that in the coming 20 or 30 or so years, a lot of jobs will disappear that we used to have. Which in turn leads to, well, what are we gonna do? And how we're gonna make a living? And that fascinates me, in a sense. And some people even thought that we would actually be able to have some kind of system that would actually pay us to do whatever the hell we want. But work is such a huge part of our identity. It's a social stigma right now to not have a work or have a job. And for some people, they actually feel that every day. It's like, I don't have a job. I'm not contributing to society. And Kiara has felt some of that as well. $15 an hour. Well, let's see. 15. It's about 127. That was actually my, well, a little less than my starting wage about 8 years ago. Now I make about $20. An order kiosk. Automated stuff? Right. Wait, did I just somehow... I did, didn't I? Well... I do believe that automation will be a way forward. And right now, we're basically removing jobs. I do believe that the article mentioned something like in the US there's 10% of the workforce currently in the US that's doing work that could easily be replaced by machines. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of working a dead-end job of sorts. And by dead-end, I mean the people I care for right now. There's about 6 of them, and they're mentally handicapped. And they have various diagnoses, like autism and schizophrenia, whatever it's called. And like a general mental handicap. And they're old. They are gonna pass. That's just the facts. And it's something that falls natural to me. I'm good at my job. I'm not the best, but I'm good at my job. And I feel comfortable in that job. It's not a job that could so easily be replaced by a machine. Yet. But studies have shown that if people think that they're talking to a machine, and they're confessing to their innermost horrible things that happened to them, or that they've done, like psychology, or psychologist, if they believe it's a machine that they're talking to, they actually feel more free. Which is bizarre to me. But then again, in some cases, it's almost easier to tell a complete stranger about something horrible that happened to you than it is to tell a loved one, because you feel the judgment. Machine doesn't feel judgments. A machine just gets inputs and it provides output. So, who knows? I have a hard time seeing how a machine would be able to give good advice as a psychologist. Oh man, I just checked the time now. I got about 18 minutes left, and I'm actually really liking this conversation. Ugh, and then I have to go to work and do work stuff. Only downside to what I'm doing right now is, of course, I never know who I'm going to work with. And depending on who I'm working with, I'll either have a really good shift. Like, we talk, get the job done, we provide some entertainment in otherwise pretty routine day-to-day life for our patients. And I like that. We got a good connection with most of them, and I know how they're wired. I know what's going to set them off and what's not. I know when something's brewing and not. I know when to push, and I know when to kind of gently nudge. And it's a job I enjoy, but I mean, it comes down to coworkers. If I was working alone, I wouldn't really have an issue. Yeah. I mean, I've thought about this for a long time. I wanted to follow in the footsteps of my brother that passed a couple years ago. He was running some, well, rather large virtual computers here in Norway. And he was one of about 30 people that had that kind of background. And, or that kind of experience. They were basically setting up Unix machines to run military systems and banking systems. And those were pretty large contracts as well. And one of the 30 basically meant that he was on call every 2 weeks or so. Something went down. They had a 99.7% uptime. That's the bare minimum. Sometimes a bit higher. And again, Unix was a really stable system. I mean, he loved working with that shit. And I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps. I mean, basically work with computers. be it programming or whatever, but unless I actually have an end goal, that kind of falls apart for me. Yeah, I don't know, Cole. I mean, I of course know that some people would never do that. It's a crazy idea, but I do believe that in the future, you will actually pay money to have people take care of you, just like it is now with the rich. They get specialized care. You want people to actually take care of your people, you probably have to open the wallet. And I do believe at the start, it's going to be a mixture of things. You'll have robots that will allow you to move and, well, move people less strenuously, because that's actually a concern in healthcare. Sure enough, we have things that help us to protect our backs and our health, but it's not always an option. Sometimes you're working in a difficult location, and yeah, like suddenly you kind of twisted something in your back. I mean, I have had it happen to me once. I had a patient that was normally pretty stable, or as in balance. He had a good balance, and he used like a roller or whatever. Like basically, I don't even know how to explain it. Roller, I don't know. Basically something that supports him with wheels, walking chair, whatever, something like that. And every morning he would shower, and he basically would get up with some support to walk to the shower and then stand and in the shower while he got showered. This morning he well, he has a condition which makes his body kind of cramp up now and then. And he kind of just fell. And on pure reflex, I just grabbed him. The guy was 90 kilos at the time, and I just kind of ripped him up. And that's kind of overloaded my back, of course. My back muscles were all tense for about 2 weeks. Thereabouts. And it's just pure reflex. If I had been in a similar situation now, I would probably let the person slide to the floor, not really do anything crazy like that. Then again, we didn't really have that many good supporting machines. Yeah, I know. It's foreign thoughts. It's not something that we could actually expect to roll into the homes of people right now. But the future, I don't know. The way I see it, it would probably roll out in hospitals first to help out nurses and whatnot. And then for purely like transport, like moving patients in and out of bed, keeping an eye on people, stuff like that. But I do think that as machines grow smarter, or not smarter, but people write more smarter code for the machines, I do think that it'll, well, change. That's just what I think. I don't have all the answers, but whenever we think about the future, we have a tendency to think about past experiences, and we'll think of the future as a linear experiences, and we draw from our past experiences to explain how the future is going to be. And that's a flaw in our thinking, because what we actually think and what's actually going to be can be so remotely different than what we ever imagined. Which makes artificial intelligence a crazy thing to think about, to even consider. Or the Fermi paradox, or whatever it was called. Are we alone or are we not? I don't know if you guys read any blog posts on Wait But Why, but it's a pretty interesting site. Has a lot of good articles, and one of those is a two-part article about the roads to superintelligence. It's an interesting read. I recommend it. Pretty long article, hence it's split into two. Still pretty long. And it's something that Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking, some of the brightest minds in our time, are worried about. And what boggles my mind is not a whole lot of other people are worried about it. Mostly because they don't know, but it's being researched right now. I mean, they've made amazing strides in terms of image recognition and machine learning. They basically have this right now, where you could feed images into computer, and it could learn what's, well, basically different parts of a car. For us, it's natural. I mean, we'll see a car and we know that's the front, we'll know that's the back, we know that's the side, that's the left side, that's the right side. The machine doesn't know that, but through some trial and error and through an algorithm that they cook together, they have shown some remarkable progress. And right now, Google search, if you search for an image, search of a car, it'll actually use the image text or the website itself. Like if there's anything pertaining to that image, they'll actually use that to identify whatever you're searching for. However, in this new search algorithm or search engine, it's not released yet, but it's under development, you could basically type in whatever, like black bird with stripes flying over water, and Google will basically search for that, and it'll search for image text. This other system won't actually do that. It will actually understand that this is actually a black bird, and it's actually flying over a body of water. That to me is kind of crazy. Initially, they kind of went through it and got quite a few hits, and as humans helped this machine learn, actually got more and more precise, and eventually it could rightly categorize every single side of a car. And it only got better with time. What's up, Silvera? I'm just about to wrap things up here. Still have a little bit of time before I actually need to head into work. So, short stream, but actually been one of my more interesting ones. Actually, like a good conversation. Something that don't really have a lot of now and then. But I am kind of curious about it. I will actually link that that article. Let's see. It is very interesting. That's the article link. Yes, it is. It's kind of hacks. I knew where you're coming. So a couple of years ago, I agreed that that my work schedule would collide on this exact day. It was written in the stars. So once I'm done with this flooring, I think I will basically see who else is online, and probably pass you guys over to someone else. What's up, G-Skills? It's been a while, and you turn in just as I'm winding down. Hasn't been a long stream today. It's been a somewhat short stream today, but a very enjoyable one for me. So yeah. It's one of those things that kind of boggled my mind once I started streaming. It's one of the things I really enjoy about it as well. Like the user interaction. AI research has also been upped a lot in the past 8 years. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those optimists that think that this will be a good thing. But then again, you have entities like DARPA. Shit, I need more. I need more wood. Wood logs to the rescue. Well, that basically means I'm not going to be able to finish this today, at least. But, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more layers to go. Thereabouts. I was basically reading about a supercomputer in China, of course, China. They basically were able to do 34 million calculations per second, thereabouts, or whatever it was. Fair bit. And our own heads are able to do 10 million calculations per second. Price tag, of course, is $368 million. A little bit too pricey for my price range. I'm not actually in the market for that just yet. Still, an obscene amount of money. Pretty crazy. But they do believe that, well, one of the people that are heavy into the research believes that in year 2025 we'll actually be closer to that point where we can actually buy the equivalent of our computing capacity for about $1,000. And he believes that year to be 2025. Skeptics range from everywhere between 2030 to 2080 something. So it's far off in the future. Far, far off. But I'm sad to say, I actually need to get ready for work and bail. I quite enjoyed that conversation. So, thanks for sticking with me, and I shall see you all later on. I'm gonna check out who else is streaming Sim7xi currently. And see where I toss my host. Where to? Well, Mayleague is currently streaming, so I might actually send him that way. What do you know? What do you know? Yeah. Later, gents.